Hey, you! Before you watch this, pause the video and subscribe to SemiPro right now.
What's going on YouTube? Ryan here again with another video, and it's time to talk about Ja Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies. I don't know if Ja is overrated or underrated, but I do think he is underappreciated, and so is the rest of this Grizzlies team. That in large part is due to Zion Williamson being an absolutely dominant and overshadowing player over every other rookie, but Ja is good, very good, and he's well on his way to leading the Grizzlies to the playoffs in the loaded Western Conference. And just take a look at this Grizzlies team. I was going to start this video talking about how Ja led this team alone and how he basically had no help, but the more I look at this Grizzlies roster, the more I like it. And the more I start to believe they could be the team of the future in the West. Ja is a superstar in the making. I love this guy. He's athletic, fun to watch, a leader as a rookie, and a marketable star that Memphis hasn't had ever. He averages 18 points and 7 assists per game while being incredibly efficient. Ja is of course the centerpiece of this Grizzlies team, but he doesn't have to do it alone like some would suggest, especially in the front court. Just look at it. Jaren Jackson and Brandon Clarke are the perfect front court tandem in the modern NBA. Jackson was the 4th overall pick in 2018 and is panning out nicely. He's a balanced player, he's a rim protector on the defensive end, and he has been serving as the second option on the offensive side with the ability to stretch the floor, shooting nearly 40% from 3 and averaging 17 points per game. But he might not have to be the second option for long, because Brandon Clarke is on the rise fast. The rookie out of Gonzaga wasn't the most touted prospect, but he probably should have been. He's one of the most athletic players in the NBA and is an animal, especially offensively. He can stretch the floor even better than Jackson can, and has a better capability to excel in the pick and pop or the pick and roll. And if you don't check him on the defensive end, he will certainly get to the basket to yam it on your head, or he'll get the putback off an offensive rebound. I really don't see how in the future you stop this guy without disrupting your entire defensive chemistry by focusing a game plan on him. I get he isn't quite there yet, but he is well on his way. The veteran presence on this team also resides in the front court, with Jonas Valanciunas. The Lithuanian Lightning was thought to be on the decline his final year in Toronto, but he's found new life in Memphis. He started every game this season and averaged a double-double. He's not a flashy player, but he is effective. Then let's move over to the wing. First and foremost, there's Dillon Brooks. Skodaks. Brooks is in the midst of a breakout season. He's averaging 16 points per game as the third option in Memphis and is all around just a really solid player. The only glaring hole in his game is he has the most fouls committed in the league, which isn't necessarily a strong suit. The starting small forward is Kyle Anderson. He's kinda meh. I'm sure most of you didn't even know he was on the roster. He won't be flashy and drop 30 or even 15 points per game, but he will be a solid defender that doesn't need to dominate the ball, which can go a long way. Then there's Point Justice, or I guess now Wing Justice. I miss Point Justice. We haven't really seen what Winslow can do in Memphis, but he could be the starting small forward the Grizzlies have been looking for. Or he could be a scorer off the bench as a six-man type of player. The rest of this roster consists of guys that I just think are really fun. D'Anthony Melton, Tyus Jones, Josh Jackson, and Grayson Allen are all players that I just really enjoy to watch and I really enjoy to follow. They have varying levels of playing time and varying levels of productivity, but I just like these guys a lot. The Grizz came into the season projected to win 25.5 games. Now, they're the 8th seed. This team is fun to watch with a bright future. They're the exact opposite of the grit and grind Grizzlies of old, and it's exhilarating.